All right, we are live.
Hello, welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 474. Happy New Year, everybody! 2024. Welcome. I'm Otto, and I'm joined tonight by Jared.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year.
And there's Victor, Charlie.
Aloha, everybody.
And the voluntarist, James Babb. Welcome back.
So good to be here for 2024. Punk Rock Libertarians.
Hell yeah. And then special guest, the next president of the United States, Mr. Toad. Welcome. I can't even read. What is your thing? The milk
sommelier.
Milk sommelier.
I will taste it straight from the source and let you know what I think about it.
Yeah, dude.
From the cow's udder.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just breaking onto farmland and just getting right under the cow, just sucking it.
There you go.
Got to do.
Yep.
Cool. So it's been quite a while. It feels like since we last recorded because we skipped last week for Christmas. But hopefully everyone had a good Christmas and everything like that, and a good New Year, New Year's Eve. Because we were talking about before, man. I don't get these people who celebrate like New Year's Eve like religiously, especially these people like around here, like the DC area. Like they all want to spend like $700, get all dressed up in like tuxedos, go out to these crowded ass hotel bars, and you can't even sit down, can't even order a drink. Right. When you do, it's like $30 a drink.
Yeah,
and then just to go drive home and get like pulled over.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Come on, get in the spirit of the season. That's what it's all about.
You know? I stay home, dude. I barely even stayed up last night. So I didn't turn on anything. I didn't even realize it was midnight until I heard my son the other going 10, 9. I was like, he's either making a bomb or it's New Year's.
It's a good opportunity to do some drinking, but yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of like the public celebrations. One year I did Vegas, and it's not as crazy as New Year is like Times Square, but
yeah,
it was just too many fucking people. Just like, yeah, it's not my scene anymore.
Boston,
I prefer just friend's basement, getting drunk.
Exactly. That's way better. Yeah, Boston's just so fucking stupid. You have to spend hours just to get into the city, and then you can't even get close. And they do it up. They have the whole thing like I'm assuming they're back to doing what they used to always do pre-COVID, which is they have like the Boston Pops playing at the Hat Shell on the Charles River there, the Charles, the dirty water that you got there. They shoot off the fireworks up above the river there. You can't even get close to it, man. I'm turning into Boston Toad again right now. My accent is showing.
Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be doing that. So instead, I'm a bit outside the city, and I just have these like dumbass neighbors who are just shooting fireworks off in the street. Basically, that was my experience last night.
Yeah. It's always the time whenever there's a celebration in Baltimore. It's the game we like to play: fireworks or gunshots.
Yeah,
that's like every day here. Yeah. That's not on holidays. It's like every day.
Philly, it's just celebratory gunfire. Like it is gunfire, but it's festive gunfire.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it's not pointed at you. It's just been up and pointed at the sky. Where the bullets can fall harmlessly back to earth.
They have to come down if you do that.
But it's the first New Year's with my new dog, and she didn't understand. Like I was worried because she grew up like on a farm. Like, could she be one of these dogs that like freaks out and like chews through the wall whenever like there's fireworks going on? She just started barking like someone was knocking at the door, like going nuts. Like, who is that? Oh God, what is this?
What do we got here, Jim?
Shocking video shows Chicago residents shooting assault rifles during New Year's celebration.
Hell yeah.
A startling video appearing to be posted around the start of the new year getting traction on Facebook. A man pointing a gun in the air, firing off round after round.
It's shocking. Anybody could get hurt. You never know where the bullets are going.
God bless America.
Yeah. We need the Boston Pops in the background of that.
Yeah. I don't know if Chicago has some equivalent, but based on what I assume that guy's skin color is, I'm not shocked about what I'm seeing there.
Oh God.
Well, let's review it from sort of a gun etiquette point of view. Like right. Sure. Right. He's not really being responsible for what's downrange. Right. But it's pointing it up at the sky. Right. So I feel like, unlike if he was like NYPD, he would have been spraying the crowded sidewalk.
Or if he was an Israeli soldier, he'd be like mowing the grass, like just cutting kids' legs off.
Just mowing the grass. Yeah. So I think in terms of people out there using firearms, this isn't the worst application.
No, but it's going to be at like some arc, and it's going to come down at some point. Who knows what it might hit?
Nah, terminal velocity. That thing, it'll come like someone throwing it at the back of your head once it lands.
Yeah.
Somebody will just catch it. Oh.
Yeah. The physics of that. Everyone always like, I forget what movie that was, where like the guy shot up in the air and like it like came down like 30 seconds later and like killed the whole crowd of people that were there. I forget what movie that was. That doesn't happen like that.
Was that in The Jackal? I don't remember. But I think whatever it was, Mythbusters tested it, and I don't even remember what conclusion they came to on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it'll hit. I mean, it depends though. It depends on how high you're firing it, though. I mean, if it's like up and then there's like someone higher up, right, and it's still like on its original trajectory, then it could still kill somebody. But yeah, if it's like going straight up in the air and it's falling back down to earth,
and when it falls down to earth, it'll like hit you in the head.
Yeah,
like,
then it's like
like as if you were dropping a rock or a penny. Like that whole rumor, like they're like, oh, if you go to Sears Tower and throw up a penny, it'll kill someone. Like, no,
yeah,
do that, man. It slows down.
It's not how it happens. Maybe if you live in a vacuum, but then you got other problems.
Let's look at Otto's physics update.
Yeah, I need a new banner.
I mean, I think it would be still potentially lethal, wouldn't it, if you did that? Mythbusters did that one too, and I don't remember what conclusion they came to on that one either. But I think it would at least like cause some damage, even though it hits.
No, because like the force of it dropping, because of the air and the pressure hits it, so it slows it down naturally as it goes, and it's like as if you were just tossing it off of like a second floor or the first floor. It hit you.
Yeah, it's not going to just keep accelerating at 9.8 meters squared per second. It's not going to do that.
Oh
well, yeah. Well, we know it reaches a terminal velocity, but I thought whatever that velocity was still fast enough to do some.
Well, it could. Possible. Well, keep in mind that guy wasn't firing straight up, and he was firing at an angle. So when it came down, it had lateral velocity and vertical velocity. So
I like how this is turned into
I'm going to say I don't want that guy living next door to me.
A riveting New Year's Eve podcast.
Wow, wait, so you don't want the black guy living next door to you, James? That's pretty racist. Then,
Damn, there's a lot of racist conversation on this show today.
Unleash the cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of New Year. So we were talking about before, there's a video in here, like we were just talking about it, going to those New Year's Eve celebrations too in New York, like people lining up at 5, 6 in the morning just to wait for the gates to open at 10:30, wearing adult diapers. I mean, look at these fucking goofies. I couldn't imagine doing this.
Really? So they're just planning on standing there and shitting themselves?
Right. Yeah. Like they're wearing adult diapers. I mean,
this sounds like an awesome time.
So they were there since 5. The gate opened at 10 a.m. Listen to this. Cops telling people, don't run, walk.
Yeah.
Where's that guy? Oh.
And why are they all like Asian people? That's what I don't get.
Oh my goodness.
It's like 90% Asian people.
Asian people are very prompt. In fact, they're so prompt they're actually 3 months early for Chinese New Year.
Yeah, I just don't see the appeal in doing any of that. And it was probably years ago. My sister and brother-in-law he proposed to my sister in New York in all that bullshit. And I'm just like, no, I could never. I would never forget that.
Brutal.
And
don't even bring the engagement ring into Manhattan. Like it's just too risky.
No,
especially nowadays. I have no desire to go to New York, let alone standing for hours, shitting your pants, pissing your pants, can't drink. All those cops, all the statism, all the crowds. Fuck that. Just to see some shitty lip syncing performances. And
is Dick Clark even involved anymore? I mean,
he's dead. He's dead.
Isn't he dead?
Long gone.
Oh, see, so definitely don't bother now.
I
think, now you go and there was they were interviewing Ryan Seacrest, that douchebag.
Oh yeah, Ryan Seacrest took it over. I think Dick Clark was still alive, like up until pretty recently. I think they were still trotting him out there. Even though it was like he was
Yeah, that's right.
he was like
Look
a
at
double
Court.
stroke victim. It's like, I don't know, it's a Weekend at Bernie's type of thing. Like Dick Clark's New Year's Eve, everyone.
So like him and Biden, you know,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, speaking of that, they interviewed Biden. Like, really? Like, this is riveting New Year's Eve celebration. Like, everybody wants to tune in to Biden here, and he's just stumbling and mumbling, word salad.
Yeah.
My God. Like,
Yeah, because that's the guy you want to speak on New Year's Eve, is a guy who has no idea what year it is.
Look back and reflect on 2023. What sort of memories, highlights stand out for you?
Memories.
Well, one of the big highlights stands out for me is my dad used to have an expression. He'd say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. So many people through the Midwest and the
You know that
center
was a
of the
lie,
country,
right?
their
Yeah.
factories were shipped overseas the last couple of times out, and they were losing hope and faith. So we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States. People are in a position to be able to make a living now, and they've created a lot of jobs, over 14 million. And I guess I just feel good that the American people got up. They've been through a rough time with pandemic, but now we're coming back. They're back.
As you look
You notice how he's also not even in the country right now. He's in St. Croix.
Yeah, he's somewhere else. He's on his back-to-back vacation.
He's hanging out with Tom Woods, actually. Tom Woods is on the same island as Joe Biden right now.
I was gonna say, Tom Woods loves those escape rooms. Like, put Joe Biden in one of them with Tom Woods and just don't tell him anything.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, that is U.S. Virgin Islands, right? Like, it is part of it. I think it's like a captured territory.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah.
All right. So he is actually technically in the country. That's still fuck. God damn it.
how about Dr. Jill's fucking dress? What the fuck was she wearing?
Yeah, let's get that back on the screen and imagine, like, who's her designer? Like, is this like
what
does
is
this come
that?
out of
A
like
5-year-old?
fashion designer? Like,
Her designer is the same person who designed. You remember that Christmas mask that Brown, the governor of Oregon, was wearing?
Oh,
during
yeah.
COVID?
Oh,
that's right.
It was a mask with like a fucking snow globe in the middle of it. Yeah, it's probably whoever designed that.
My God, these liberal white women are out of control. They're just out of control. What the fuck are you wearing? Look at the sleeves. What the hell is that?
I don't know, man.
Wow.
It's yeah.
But Joe Biden's
Holly
cool.
and-
He's hip. He's with it. He doesn't have a tie
mean,
on his shirt.
I could see Hunter Biden wearing that, but
Yeah,
dressing up one of his 16-year-old prostitutes dressed like that.
I gotta say the only good thing about Joe Biden in this video is actually that he's actually dressed pretty well here.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he just had a Hawaiian shirt on? Just like stains
They're like on
it,
the beach.
mustard stains.
He's just on the beach wearing his sunglasses, eating an ice cream cone.
Why does Jill Biden, like, it looks like her neck is completely missing? Like, her
Yeah, she's
shoulders
like
go
all
the way up
hunched.
to her head.
yeah.
Maybe they're masks. Are they masks? Are they replaced? Is that a mask?
Ooh,
And
this
look
could
at
be
Joe Biden. Look
CGI
at his
Jill.
face.
This could be
CGI
the
Jill.
meat Jill.
if you've ever
Meat Jill,
tried to
CGI
fit
Jill.
a skin suit on a reptilian, you know it's sometimes the fit's not perfect. Okay.
Neck area. It's a little. Yeah.
Yeah, they just looked at Jill like, yeah, close enough. Nobody will notice.
They'll just be distracted with this ugly ass dress. They won't look at those neck rolls of
She keeps
Right.
looking over at Joe like, don't
Yeah.
fuck up what you're saying here.
Like, honey, please stop.
Do you think he rehearsed what he was going to say, or was that just like let's just tap the dementia and see what comes out? Like,
Pretty much.
Teleprompter.
It doesn't
I
look
think
like
that's
he
the
can
best
read
they could come
anymore.
up with on the teleprompter was some stupid thing his dad said about it's
His
not about the
granddad.
job, it's about what the hell was he even talking about? Like,
I don't know, because when I think about Joe Biden as the president, the one word that comes to mind is certainly dignity.
I know, right? It's crazy how that works.
an honor,
Yeah. He didn't even
Honor-
say
yeah,
dignity,
honor.
right? He said diggity, I think, or something like that.
Kickity diggity.
Yeah.
Yo, dignity. That's a fact. Oh God, this guy's a fucking joke. But we were you guys were talking. I didn't know anything about this thing, and I've been seeing posts about it today. About apparently Green Day did something dumb last night.
Yeah.
I was watching the Ravens game with my friends over at my brother's house, and they were all like, dude, the new Green Day sounds really good. It's much better than that last album. And so they played a few songs. I'm like, I guess. And
The most recent song
apparently
they released is actually okay, I think, but the prior two I thought sucked. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the new album is actually out yet, but I don't think the album's gonna be good.
It's not out yet.
All right. I like that one song, but that's about it.
So this was them performing New Year's Eve.
The audio kind of
American
sucks on
Idiot.
this.
Did they actually do it or lip sync?
No, they
says,
were
like,
actually, they were performing. I'm pretty sure it was actually Billy Joe's vocals are actually there, but he replaced the lyrics in American Idiot. He switched "I'm not a part of a redneck agenda" with "I'm not a part of a MAGA agenda."
Good God.
Gotta be.
Does that mean he's with the rednecks now, or
who
Maybe.
knows? He's just like beep boop bop. This is what the corporate agenda wants me to say.
And it's
Good
like, yeah, I
God.
mean, it all just kind of like it fucks with you a little bit because like the whole point of American Idiot, if I remember correctly, was that the whole thing was like anti-Bush and it was like anti-Bush's wars and stuff.
Yeah.
And now
yeah.
you're taking the side that Bush agrees with.
Right.
So it's like, which is it?
Wait, George Bush hates Donald Trump and hates MAGA.
Right.
That's cool. All right, man. God,
So now you guys are with George W. Bush. Way to go,
Right.
Green Day.
So
Doesn't the
congratulations, you
bassist-
played yourself.
Otto, didn't the bassist have some interactions with you on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
He's liked a few posts.
No,
and I
no,
think-
it's not him.
It's
I
commented?
thought it was him at first.
Mike Durnt? No?
Yeah,
No, it's
Mike's
not.
wife. Mike's
Oh.
wife likes our page, and she likes all like. I mean,
Wow.
like, once a month, she's liking one of our memes we're putting up on Instagram.
How do you know it's his wife?
That's
How-
awesome.
Because she like I went through it and I saw the pictures and I realized it wasn't him. At first, I thought it was him, and I was like, "Oh no, it's his wife."
Wow. All right.
Just from context of the pictures and everything else, like she takes with him and everything. But it's her. It's really her. And then
So who's really selling out here? Is it the whole band's going along with the program, or is it just Billy Joel? Because he or Billy Joe, whatever his name is.
yeah, Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Billy Joel. I never fucking liked Green Day, even in their hate. I never could get into them, man. I just didn't. I don't know, man.
I did. I don't know if it's
Really?
because I'm a little bit older. I
I
don't know, but they were like that was when I was like starting to get into music in like the 90s.
Yeah.
I was definitely I was into Dookie and
One of the first albums I
that
bought
era.
was Warning.
really.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just remember. I mean, junior high, like high school, they were they were popular. I just couldn't really get into because I don't know. I was more like, I don't know. I just never really liked them, man. I just thought it was like so. It just seemed fake and phony to me. I just didn't. I didn't think they were that talented to begin with. I just
Nah.
I thought
was like,
it
"Meh."
was just to me it was just kind of like juvenile like stupidity and like it is what it is and I'm like, oh okay, like,
Yeah,
I can get
that's
into
true.
that. Like I'm stupid and juvenile, so I'm into that. Then they had to get all political and become a bunch of homos.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
they
God.
they're
fucking-
definitely selling out. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah, they've long done that. I just thought
Yeah.
like after a while, that whole the Rock Against Bush era like was dead, but now they found a new target, and that's MAGA Republicans. Ooh, the scary MAGA Republicans.
Yeah.
They're coming to take away your abortions.
Yeah, the MAGA Republicans who are actually the more anti-authoritarian people that are out there right now in the country. Go against
I mean,
them.
what
yeah.
exactly even is a MAGA agenda? Which I don't even know that they
Yeah.
have an agenda besides
Right.
besides like shit, but besides like sticking it to the libtards. I mean,
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Besides buying Trump NFT cards.
Right.
Yeah, the Trump NFTs. That's where it's at. Maybe he just doesn't like NFTs, and like
Yeah.
that's what Billy Joe's going against.
All
He's
right.
like, I don't want Donald
Don't-
Trump's NFTs. I guess
Don't make me agree with him for once.
Yeah, we played that last promo on the last we played that promo on the last episode and it was fucking hysterical. That anytime Donald Trump talks, it just makes me laugh. I just can't. I just laugh so hard.
That's why I want him to be president again, even though I know it's never gonna happen. Like just because you know how hilarious it's gonna be.
What
I
are
know.
your predictions in 2024, Toad? I mean, once you concede the the general. Okay, after you get 5% as a libertarian candidate.
Yeah, that's obviously gonna happen. Yeah, I'll be the Libertarian Party nominee with no fundraising. It'll be a historical event.
Dude, it'll go round after
I think
round after round.
Typically, the LP candidates with zero fundraising do at least as well as the libertarian candidates that take it really seriously and do fundraising.
It's like,
so
like what's
the
gonna
point?
happen? Like, what's the point of putting in all this effort? Like, who the fuck cares? So that's
right. You can have all the fun and not do any of the work. Right? Like just get on the ballot, do the interviews. If you can, try to get in a debate, and then it's all free from there.
I'm going to be in 2 of the debates. I'm going to be in the LP Georgia one in a few weeks, and then in the Massachusetts one. Those are the only ones that have invited me so far. Except I might have like tentative invites for Colorado. I think Colorado might be at the same time as the Massachusetts one, and then Minnesota, I think I might have a conflict with, but those states have invited me as well. So those are some of the cooler LP state affiliates. They know what's up. But my prediction.
It's a shame you didn't come to New Jersey. That we just had a candidate forum in December. So.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Well, they probably didn't even know he was running.
I don't think so.
I didn't know New Jersey was an appealing state to visit, so that's my mistake.
Well, see, normally you'd say that, but this is clown world. Everything's upside down, and now New Jersey is like a place you want to go, and it's like, and it's like freedom's doing pretty good there. Like, no, they've got a great crew of libertarians in Jersey, but I don't know. The other candidates are pretty pathetic. That dude.
Yeah, Babs
what's that guy's name?
Mike
Rechtenwald. Rechtenwald. He's a train wreck. And Termont, I think he's the CIA applicant. I think he's literally like, what's the closest we could get to Gary Johnson? And they found him.
Yeah, he almost looks like Gary Johnson. He is a former cop. I definitely have some sense that he might be a fed or something. So yeah, he's out. Like Rechtenwald, I think I probably agree with most of Rechtenwald's policy prescriptions, but I think he's kind of boring. And
that's like the number one thing against him.
Well, he's also a bordertarian and believes in like communal property rights. And
I agree with him on that.
Yeah,
you're a bordertarian too.
Yeah.
I kind of want to build the wall now, Babs. I don't know. I can't be open borders in this day and age.
Yeah. There you go.
What if we build?
We're
the
losing
wall,
them, Babs. We're losing them.
What if we just put the wall all the way around Washington D.C.? Wouldn't that be it? Would that protect us from our enemies?
Potentially, yeah. But I just real quick on the board. I mean, it is just becoming insane. And when you see the funding from the United Nations, from these NGOs that receive tax dollars that are literally funding an invasion on our dime, this is not normal. This is not immigration. This is not the time for, I would say, open border libertarians to be like, they're just people escaping. It's like, no, there's something going on here, and it's more nuanced.
That's what they're trying to. Yeah. Remember how they set up a situation. They've already got the solution in mind. Now is the part where they put together the problem for you, and this is all part of the problem. And then people say, well, what's the solution? Oh, we got to have more. We got to have more government. We're gonna have more. We got to have more border patrol.
What is the final?
We got to have more arrests at the border. We got to have more. We got to have more surveillance. We got to have more checkpoints. We got to, so, now they get people, even people like Jimmy Dore on the left, and even people calling themselves libertarian candidates now are like even, going full socialism at the border. So
I'm just saying that you cannot let all of the people in that you're letting in. That
why not?
That just can't happen. Government already controls. Government already is in control of the borders right now. So
right, that's mine.
And they're failing.
So do you want them to have more control or less control?
It is still an improvement over what we have right now. If they let fewer people in than they are right now, that would still be an improvement.
So I mean, well, what should they do to people that don't have permission? Shoot them?
No. I'm not saying they should kill anybody. I'm saying that they should not.
Well, what are you saying? Like here comes Jose. Here comes Jose looking to pick tomatoes in Southern California.
My co-host. Well, I
What do
mean,
you?
I mean, if you want
What are you gonna-
to go Hoppy on this, the solution would be that like to be able to actually do that, you have to have like somebody who's actually willing to sponsor you, who is like already somebody who lives in the United States. So that would be the solution.
And that's a popular position for a statist. But I'm just wondering how
how is that even
libertarians get mixed
status?
up in this shit.
That would be like one of the like potential private solutions that would exist if the government, if we had no government at all and everything was private property, like there would be less immigration than what there is right now. Not more. Immigration wouldn't even like exist as it does right now, really.
Well, a lot of things would be different, but the question is, do you want the government to have more power at the border or less?
I mean, they already have that power. So I'm just saying.
Which?
I'm just
you
saying
want them to.
they
you
should
want them to
utilize
be?
it. They should utilize it differently. Well,
But do you
obviously,
want them to be inflicting their power on more people or leaving more people alone?
Government should have less power across the board, not in one specific thing. You can't sit there and say, "Well, I want them to have less power at the border," but then not reduce any of their power when it comes to all the freebies and goodies and handouts, everything else. So it's like,
Well, can't
for
we
me,
just
this
agree
is
they
this
should
whole
have
argument?
less power?
The whole argument is just a
in
trap.
every area.
It's just.
I did
trap.
not want to turn
Exactly.
this into a borders argument, by the way.
Yeah,
but
like
Let's talk about my roads.
Well, look, you don't know what happens when politicians come onto this channel, Toad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, well, it's
Yeah.
just it's good. It's good to
You
get.
apparently haven't
like,
seen our
obviously-
previous episodes.
Yeah.
Well,
No. Yeah. Be lucky he didn't ask you to do a musical number.
luckily, I'm not a politician. I would probably rather do it. I was gonna somehow create a parody of Miley Cyrus's "Wrecking Ball" and change it to being something about Rechtenwald, but I'd have to think about what the lyrics would be for that. But back to your.
but you got to come here and sing it though. That's your obligation.
All right, I'll have to write it. I'll have to write it. I'm good at these lyrics, but I'll have to get like at least like a couple of verses down and a chorus or something. Back to the question about 2024. I think we all know what's going to happen, man. I think that Trump is still going to win the Republican primary, even though they're going to try to stop him from doing so. I don't think anybody can really challenge him in that. Even if some of the states are actually
Even
going
like Maine is the most recent state. Colorado.
even
Oh,
if
So wait,
Even
are
if-
they kicking him off of any ballot, or is it just for the
primary,
general?
the Republican primary, is
Republican
what they're doing.
primary?
So even if that happens, I don't even know how many states are going to get away with that. But like that this is what's going to happen. Like the anti-Trump like establishment is going to try everything that they can possibly do to stop him from winning. That's the whole goal, and I think they will stop him from winning. Even though I think he is going to still be the Republican nominee because I think he's going to have so much support versus the other candidates. Like, who's going to beat him? Nikki Haley? I don't think so.
Well, now you've just empowered. You've just given people motivation to vote even harder for him, right? Because they're like,
they
oh,
should-
like there's clearly a conspiracy to like keep this guy out.
Well, it's
I'm
gonna be the-
definitely showing up at the polls.
Yeah, it's the Streisand effect to some extent, where like if the establishment keeps pushing more and more, we can't have this guy, then it's gonna drive more people to actually do it. I think that he is going to win the primary to such an extent that they won't be able to like actually prevent it using any of their techniques where they're trying to not be like so transparent with it that it just is like we're obviously a banana republic, even though we are. But
Yeah, but they
then
don't
once
need to
it
do
gets
that.
to the general, they're gonna do shit even more so than what they did in 2020 to stop him
Yeah.
from winning the general. So the president is going to remain Joe Biden. That's what's going to happen.
Or some have a theory that the Democrats are setting it up to do a switcheroo,
Oh, the old switcheroo.
into maybe a Gavin Newsom, right? Where they're not allowing any primaries, right? So there won't be like a second place winner. It'll be he's the candidate, and then suddenly, due to health reasons, he steps down, and they've got no other, and he gets to just assign the other candidate, right? Like
They might do something like that, but I mean, they've had Biden in there for almost his entire 4-year term at this point. So I think they'll try to continue that, I think, without like doing anything that's maybe too
you know, he's
obviously
so I don't know,
ridiculous.
he's just so despicable as a character now. He may have, like, I just don't know if there is even a bottom threshold where you're like, okay, he's the rapist, he's a horrible racist, he's a kid sniffer, he's starting wars with everybody, like he's demented, he's a career liar, he's, you know, like He's
You
just
basically
like
described
it's just
every
like
president, though.
like it, but it's like he's like got everything that's so awful about him. Like there's like he's got them all rolled into one, like all the terrible characteristics. So could at some point there be like like and I mean they do polls, and I think Trump's way ahead of him in polls. So if votes actually get counted, the establishment is looking at a President Trump. So,
but I think that was probably also the case in 2020. So they
Joe's
pulled
point,
they
I
pulled
don't
their
think we're having an election.
shenanigans. I think we'll have an election, but it will be a sham like the previous one was.
Well,
Like,
they're
won't
all
be able to
shams.
they won't be able to
Right.
get away with not having one. They have to actually like put up the facade
get
of
this.
this is our election. It's still
So
gonna
on
No,
happen.
they
Maine's-
need it.
on
That
Maine's lawsuit, did you guys
sanctifies
read
their
it?
power.
Did you guys read Maine's lawsuit? That they have they have one backup lawsuit, which they're stating this is what they're going with. I shit you not. They said, well, since Donald Trump is claiming he won the last presidency, therefore he is 2 consecutive terms, making him ineligible to run for a 3rd consecutive. I'm
Are
not
you
even
serious?
Even though he
Yes.
didn't win. Well, originally in Maine they had left him off the ballot initially because they basically were claiming that he was a convicted insurrectionist, which is not true. Like they actually, I think that was like the second impeachment trial or whatever, and he was
Right.
found not guilty of that because there's no evidence that actually happened.
Well,
But wait,
if
so
Maine-
hold on.
wait.
If the one that Otto mentioned actually was passed, wouldn't that then make him the current president by the
in
logic?
Maine, in Maine, he
Maine.
would be the president, right? So I think they should go with that. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
that means that he can come in and start doing executive orders and
Yeah.
God knows what in Maine,
Dictator,
right? Like,
dictator for a day.
Yeah.
I'm just rooting for chaos. That's all I'm rooting for.
Otto's just rooting for
Well,
chaos in every
I think
aspect.
it's hilarious
Of,
to watch people lose their mind and
So
act
fun.
like suddenly democracy is now under attack because they're taking people off the ballot. I'm like, like talk to libertarians. Our candidates have been getting kicked
Right.
off ballots like for generations. Like
Right.
I mean, this
That's
is
why I have
this is
no-
nothing.
I called into local talk radio the other day, and because they were
Oh,
talking
boy.
goofball on the WBAL, the AM station. He was like, "Is this good for democracy?" And I'm like, "Democracy?" I was like, I just went on like I dropped some some Hoppe quotes about democracy, the God that failed, and recommend to read that book, and
Oh,
then.
sweet.
And then I just said, as a libertarian, I was like, "Come on, you're talking about election integrity. Like, let's be honest here, And just talking about ballot access laws, like that's against democracy. Like, what was this? So yeah, it's definitely, and also, all right, they're gonna double down even more because what do you guys think? Do you think that the Epstein logs are gonna finally come out? All
Oh
these
yeah,
field
that's
indictments?
nice.
Do you
Absolutely
think they're gonna
not.
come out?
They
You
will
think-
not come
Definitely
out, no.
not.
Who was that one
Nah.
Republican senator said like we can't have this come out? It's too like detrimental, like it hurts our friends or something like that.
Her
can't
constituents.
hurts our
Constituents, right?
friends.
Or something.
What?
Yeah. What the fuck,
I
man?
think constituents.
Yeah, constituents. That was it, or something like that.
I
God
don't know
damn
who
it.
said that. I'm not. It was a woman or a man.
Man. Oh man, fuck. I wish I had the
I-
docs, but my computer's too slow. I can't even search for
He's
it.
like,
I have
yeah, I'd
no
like
idea,
to
but-
release it, but
This is the New York Post that they're saying Bill Clinton to be unmasked as Doe 36 and
Well, yeah, but
identified more than 50 times in Jeffrey Epstein doc dump.
So the thing about that though is that I think like Bill Clinton is probably in a position where like he's not going to be alive much longer, so they might like be able to use him as like a
A scapegoat.
sacrificial lamb, scapegoat basically, and just throw him under the bus. Maybe they'll do something like that. I don't know because he's obviously not in a position of power anymore or vying for one. So I think they could do
No.
that.
Didn't Tom Hanks also leave the country?
Yeah, he's a Greek.
I mean, there's
citizen,
literally
but
a
he can't
there's
be
literally a
extradited
painting
to
of
the United
Bill
States.
I know.
in Epstein's fucking temple,
Right.
in like a woman's dress. Like, how is he not?
It's
Right.
it's in the Monica Lewinsky blue dress, which I think has
Yes.
Yeah,
has Bill's own jizz on it.
yeah. How is that
Yeah.
not already like damning evidence that something was going on?
How
there?
is no one selling those for reprints so I can put it up on my wall?
dude? Why are we not selling that as on a T-shirt?
Yeah. Didn't he also have the painting of George W. Bush, like
George
sitting on
W.
the
Bush.
floor, playing like with the paper plane, like
Yeah, with the Jenga,
with the
Jenga towers.
Jenga towers.
I thought that was Hunter Biden. I thought that was a Hunter Biden painting.
No.
I think
it
it was
is.
leaked in a Hunter Biden laptop, maybe, or did that come out prior?
Oh, I don't
to
know. I
the
thought it was one
laptop?
of Epstein's paintings, but maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
that was Epstein's painting. I'm
Okay.
almost positive.
You're right. It was.
Yeah. God, I wish I had the docs in the other one about what that Republican dude said. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And just like, wow, they're just so like they just don't care, man. Like
They like to flaunt it. It's not enough to rule the world.
it's like a humble
you have
brag.
to,
They're like,
you have
oh
to
man,
like rub it in their faces.
it's like hell yeah, fuck kids. Like
It was Tim Burchett, Republican from Tennessee.
what'd he say? I want to hear the quote.
He's in the House. He said that flight logs of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein aren't being released publicly because too many of his colleagues would be involved. Great admission there. And then, I don't know how like this one didn't
there it
get
is.
more this one get more publicity. This is on Newsweek.com though. That one just kind of like slipped under the radar. Yeah, there's the Bush. Oh yeah, so it's two piles of rubble basically in two planes.
Yeah.
It's just
paper
so
airplanes.
bizarre.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I
I mean, well, so
Clown
Trump
world,
being
dude.
removed
Clown world.
removed from another ballot or two. That creates the
I
media
think it's great.
circus,
Let's hope.
and it's
I
going
think
to run cover for that.
let's hope all kinds of candidates get kicked off the ballot. This should be. I want this to be a new part of the thing. Just kick each other off the ballot. Get as few people on the ballot as possible. Right?
Hey, I'm just rooting.
Yeah, why
one
haven't
day-
the MAGA Republicans sued for like Biden to be kicked off the ballot or
Yeah, I
know?
agree with this. I think we should do this, and it will just lead to more like decentralization. Like states can just start like doing their own thing. Like this state, like is some gay state. They don't want Trump on the ballot. All right, they can go do that, and then these other states are gonna be more like MAGA oriented, and they'll go do that. Like let's have that, and then maybe I'll
Other
actually
states can
finally
do
then
mail-in
move.
voting. And get whatever result they want.
Yeah,
like,
and the other states can have male only voting. No women allowed.
This makes Alex very happy.
Dude, I'm
That's what I
serious,
want.
man. I'm sick of women voting.
Yeah,
I'm sick of anybody voting.
Oh, yeah, that too.
repeal the 19th.
Yeah.
we
Repeal
just right,
every,
so
every,
take
every
away the right to
amendment
vote
after
in the
10th.
order that it was given. Like
Yeah.
last in, first out.
To slowly
you know,
bring
like-
it back. Yep.
All right.
No, just get rid of
Bring it
everybody.
back.
Eventually nobody gets to vote.
Okay, yeah.
I just look
Uh-oh.
forward to one day being able to asking what kind of American you are at gunpoint.
Pod review.
Yep.
What kind of American are you? That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for.
the fact that movie came out, is that some predictive? I mean, we talked about it, I guess, last week or 2 weeks ago. Is that some predictive programming or?
Well, the heroes of the movie are journalists, so therefore it's a bullshit movie.
What movie is it?
Oh, you didn't see?
You
Well, here I can.
Civil War.
I'll post. If you
watch-
guys want to
yeah,
watch the
let's watch
trailer,
Trailer again.
Civil War. All right.
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I haven't actually seen the trailer.
Oh, we gotta play it. Come on, we
there's
gotta play the
the
trailer.
there's the
Will
trailer.
we get, you
down
think we'll
there.
get kicked
The
off of
last-
YouTube if we play the trailer?
No, I don't think so. Right? I mean, it's
We get
fair
kicked off
use.
YouTube all the time.
Pretty sure we
for
get kicked off
copyright.
every week, dude.
Why would you get kicked off if it's on YouTube? Then how can you get kicked off of YouTube for playing something
Dude,
that's
I don't
on
know.
YouTube?
We
We
got
We
played
do, like,
Blondie. We played Blondie one episode, and they took out.
Well, we
I'll
talked-
play it
we
though. I don't
talked-
care if
you-
we get
you-
kicked off.
Usually that's like it's like a copyright strike. So basically,
Yeah.
it just means you can't monetize the
Well, I think-
episode. But
Yeah. All right, here. This is
We
it.
don't
This is
make
great.
money off these episodes.
19 states
so
have
who
seceded.
cares?
The United States Army ramps up activity. The White House issued warnings to the Western forces as well as the Florida Alliance.
The three-term president assures the uprising will be dealt with swiftly.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
We just try to stay out. With what we see on the news, seems like it's for the best.
Citizens of America, the so-called Western forces of Texas and California have suffered a very great defeat at the hands of the United States military.
Mr. President, do you regret the use of airstrikes against American citizens?
wait, the president is Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
Moving to D.C. today
You need to go down there.
They shoot journalists on sight in the Capitol. Every instinct in me says this is death.
Bloody.
Every time I survived a war zone, I thought I was sending a warning home. Don't do this. But here we are.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here.
Here we go.
What? We're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you?
Is that Jesse Plemons? That
You don't
guy's
know?
on like everything now.
Yeah.
The Western forces will reach the White House on July 4th.
Oh my God.
Get in the car! Get in the car!
Move, move, move!
You're gonna hang back.
I'm not hanging back.
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go, 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 go!
Oh hell yeah, dude! I like
Yeah.
this movie.
God bless
They got
America.
the Washington Monument.
Do it.
Hell
That's part of
I think
ID4
it's
was
as
the
pa-
White House.
I think it's
just
this
blowing up.
pathetic propaganda to
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
I mean, the premise is that if there's no way it could be a peaceful breakup, right? Like that's number one.
Right.
Number one is whatever how you think it should be. It's going to be a violent massacre, and it's going to be terrible, right? It's not just going to be like, oh, we just decided to stop doing that. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah, the best possible outcome here is that we have peaceful secession. Yeah. But of course, right. So this movie is implying that like when states start seceding, and of course, I guess it's going to be like Texas and these like MAGA states. I guess that's the plot line
The
here.
Florida
like,
Alliance.
Apparently,
Yeah,
the
these-
plot was California and Texas. So one, not both. What's going on here? Like,
But are
the
they
whole-
both? Are they like against
Apparently.
each other though? And they're both.
Or they're
Yeah.
aligned in the
California is against. They seceded because they're liberal garbage, and then apparently, like the Florida Alliance is going against that. We're going against California and the United States.
Right. But
with
then
the
yeah,
Texas Republic.
yeah.
I don't know.
The writers here are going by like the typical like U.S. History narrative that gets taught in public
Right.
schools, which is that if states start seceding, man, oh well, that's violence, and they need to be like quelled with violence, and we need
Right.
President Ron Swanson here to actually be like Abraham Lincoln. And actually come in as like a violent authoritarian or whatever he does in this movie. I don't know. I'm still gonna see the movie because I think it's gonna be entertaining.
I might check it out. Just to see.
But you could tell, you could
Doesn't
tell
get
it's just dripping. It's just dripping with propaganda.
Oh yeah.
Just, but just it's going to be so cringy.
I don't
yeah.
know who said it, but the fact that the journalists are the heroes.
Yeah.
And no one sees. They're like, they will shoot journalists on sight. It's like fucking good.
The journalists always have to be the heroes. I mean,
What is this, Gaza? You know, like
you get all those movies that get like Oscar nominated that have the journalists as the heroes too, like the fucking the movie about the Post. I think it was just called The Post. I don't even remember what like the backstory was in that movie. It's something about the Washington Post. One of the like main things that they did, I don't even remember. And then you had Spotlight, which was the Boston Globe uncovering the Catholic Church like sex scandal situation in Boston. That was actually a decent movie. You don't know what I'm talking about at all.
I don't.
What was the
I
name of
don't
the
watch
movie?
movies.
It rings a bell, but I can't think of it.
Spotlight was the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah, I remember
I'm
that.
sure I've heard about it, but I've never seen it.
No,
Yeah.
I never saw it.
And more propaganda is coming, by the way. If you've seen any of the trailers for ISS, you ready for that?
Oh
one?
yeah, ISS. Yes.
Wait, the space
that's a-
station?
They make
The space-
astronauts fight each other in the International Space Station, which
Well, yeah,
doesn't
because
exist
the
according to Alex.
plot of that movie seems to be that, so you have the International Space Station, which has U.S. astronauts and Russian, are they still called
what the
cosmonauts?
fuck,
I mean,
really?
all up in the ISS, and then down on the actual planet on Earth, you have like World War III breaking out between the U.S. and Russia, and then up in the ISS, you have Americans and Russians start like fighting, and it's like a microcosm of World War III.
this is a regurgitated plot line. This plot line, I
Oh,
swear, has
that's-
been in several other movies.
Maybe
you
it
know?
has.
First off, the space station isn't real, and it's all green screen, filmed in a water tank in Fort Lauderdale, like or wherever the fuck NASA
How,
is.
how have I
Okay.
seen
Oh,
it?
at
Then?
eBay's?
I've seen it with my naked eye, man. Explain that.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, you actually can
Oh,
see
you're
it.
just seeing a twinkle in the firmament.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's light from above the firmament.
All right.
Space is fake and
But I
gay.
think it's just hilarious. And this is from the trailer. They're like, we have to take the ISS at all costs.
I put the
Why would
trailer down there.
astronauts?
First of all, why would anyone care about the ISS in a situation like that?
No. If
Oh, we
anything-
can't conduct our like zero gravity experiments anymore on like fucking
Yeah, we can't eat
roads and shit.
Jello. We can't fuck around with our food in zero gravity.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
that's
If
all
anything,
these
you
fuckers do. Like, what are
if
you
anything,
doing
you
up
think
there?
that the people on the International Space Station would actually have to like make peace with each other and get together because they need to like survive up there. Like, what the fuck
Right.
is going on? Yeah, down on Earth. Like,
Yeah.
the ISS would actually be like a peaceful.
That would be a good
situation
premise,
because-
right? Where
because
they
all those people know each other. Yeah, that's what it should be.
they resolve the issues via the ISS somehow. You know.
yeah,
There's
It's all
a stupid
propaganda.
the
trailer. if you guys
International
wanna watch
Peace
it.
Station.
No, that's enough trailers.
Enough trailers, yeah.
Trailers for today.
Maybe next
We don't need
week.
to get doubly demonetized.
Demon.
Double.
They're gonna start like
Guys.
they're gonna start taxing us.
Yeah.
Look at YouTube. Yeah, because we get a strike last week or 2 weeks ago because we talked about.
Yeah, what was it?
What was
I
it?
sent you guys a picture, but
Oh, you know what it was? It was the debates. It was the Republican debates when Vivek was.
yeah.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
part of the debate that they took out, and it was about the jabs and Reagan removing liability from said farm. Discussing it, and we were because all of us were like, we didn't talk about it, or if we did, we talked in code. We just played the clip that was removed from the debate,
Which
but
we
he got
found
into
on
all that.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
that we found on YouTube.
The rules are just kind of crazy. Like I was on Kyle Matovic's show not that long ago, and I got an episode of his nuked from YouTube because I talked about like an actual like experience that I know happened to a guy that I know related to the vaccine, which I won't repeat here because I'll try not to get you nuked for it as well. But like I literally just told like a story about what happened, and that got his episode nuked.
really,
Yeah.
wow,
Dude, they're out, man. The minions. I mean, it was fucking disgusting because I mean, all of us are sports ball except for Babs. But how about the fact that it was just revealed that Mr. Pfizer is getting paid $20 million for all his advertisements?
Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he makes like $6. I think he's on contract, so he's making more from the Pfizer ads than he is actually paid this year playing sports ball.
And he
As
still
it
makes
should be.
he makes less than his girlfriend does.
Yeah, she's part of the op.
But that's just breaking his contract down year over year, though, right? His total contract's more than the Pfizer deal, probably, right?
What kind of Americans are you? We're BuzzFeed journalists.
I'm just going to enjoy it when you have both Kelsey's teams were in the Super Bowl last year, and now Taylor Swift enters the equation, and both of them are just going to get knocked out of the playoffs this year.
Which is,
very sad.
Karma.
It's a downfall.
Fun. Yeah.
I don't know. Washington's got the number 2 overall pick, so I'm happy. That's what I'm.
Yeah, you guys are gonna do
rooting
great
for
things with
chaos.
that, I'm sure.
You're a fan of the Washington
This time.
football team there?
The War Pigs.
All right.
The commies, the Washington
Hey,
commies.
wait, so you're saying you don't like our mascot as a diabetic pig? You don't?
No, I like the diabetic pig. I don't like the team nickname that they have now.
It's the worst corporate safe name, the Commanders.
Commanders. It's so like militaristic. It's like, yeah, this is where the U.S. military operates out of D.C. The Commanders.
So stupid.
Yeah, I hate it. Go back to the Redskins.
Right.
Or
Well,
even,
I think-
go back to the football team because at least
weren't they
going to
do like
the
weren't they going to do like the pigs or something like that, or
The
like-
hogs? Well, that's
the
their name.
pigskins would be an all right name.
Hogskin, something like
Pigskins
that.
would be cool.
The hogs.
But then it's just like if you call someone a hog, it just sounds like you're talking about someone's dick, you know?
that would be awesome, dude.
They call them the red hogs. You're like, that's someone's like fat dick.
Yeah.
Like,
The
that's what we're
huge hogs. Let's go. Well,
Yeah,
they had the
kicked out of the
hogettes.
stands
The
for just-
hogettes are gone too, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, sort of.
But they
They're
were
not,
like
official
that-
anymore.
They were the NFL's first cross dressers, I think.
Yeah, how progressive.
Yeah.
We were the last team to segregate, but we were the first ones to freaking have
The trans agenda.
trans fans. Trans fans.
It's a bunch of old lady pigs. Men
Oh,
dressed as
God.
old women with pig
Yeah.
noses.
Hey, a show is a show, you know, like
Yeah.
just
That's
Right.
I don't know. That's
That's
what
what it
sports
is,
ball's
man.
become. It's I don't know, man. The shit's rigged. I really do. I really think the shit since gambling has come on so full for
Alex's team fucking completely bombs. It's all rigged. It's completely rigged for gambling.
Dude,
you're an Eagles fan, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not that. I mean,
Hear me out, bro.
No. It's not just. I can look. I can be nonpartisan and I can be non-biased and I look across the board. There's some weird calls every fucking game that just changes things. And the fact that the NFL partners with MGM, DraftKings, and now that sports gambling, dude, and it's fucking everywhere. Like a couple of years ago, sports gambling was like strictly maybe advertised on sports talk radio. Now it's like your anchor for your normie news is like, hey, go to DraftKings and use promo code whatever your like whatever their promo code is, and you'll get $50 free for betting. And it's like when the NFL is partnering with this, and then when you see in the past like 2 to 3 years that the lines on these games have not gone outside of 8 points, that they're always within this small window. And I just saw this video and it broke it down. Like since COVID's, like the lines on these games are so tight where it's like one call, one controversial call, a couple shitty calls, a couple no calls. These games, like the money, I don't know, man. COVID's was the great revelation. It pulled the scales from our eyes, and I'm just seeing shit. And I'm like,
so you're saying like referees or other insiders are placing bets and then affecting the outcome.
Possibly, or just like one bad call. Like for example, Saturday night was the most fucking blatant when that
The Lions.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And they're getting sloppy. They don't realize, like, look, in the age of social media, everything's out there. You can see it, you can DVR it, you can
It's
play
been
it
out
back.
there since TV and instant replays and all that.
That's why I think
people
it's
have
more
always
so they're
said the
just
referees
incompetent.
are terrible. Like, I mean, go to any like high school football game, like
Yeah. But I guess that's part of it. Like so that call Saturday night was so blatant where it was just like, wow. And it was so many implications.
I just think these refs are retarded, dude.
That too.
I mean, look at the whole thing with what happened with. Yeah, wait. Are we talking with the Lions like calling in? Like, yeah. Like that was clearly the ref was just like completely retarded.
I actually think it wasn't intentional. I think what happened was, the ref actually didn't get it right, because I think what was happening was Detroit was listing 70 as eligible on like every play during the game, basically, or every like play out of that particular formation. So he just assumed they were doing that again, but they didn't do that, and they wanted 68 to be the eligible receiver instead of 70, and for some reason they both went up to the ref at the same time, and 68 I don't think totally made it clear that he was trying to check in as being eligible. The ref, I think, kind of also ignored it, so I think probably the ref is probably more to blame than anybody else. And then so 68 was not declared the eligible receiver, and then that's what wound up happening. But I also think that even if I think 70 was eligible, I think that it was also an illegal formation, though. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I saw some debate around that, but I don't know.
It's really hokey.
Yeah, I mean, what's the phrase? Like, don't ascribe to malice what you can ascribe to like incompetence or whatever. I feel like that's explains a lot of it, because I don't know, to orchestrate something like that. Like, all right, let's get in this like call because the line is shifting this way, and like, I don't know, man.
What's the size of the betting industry? Like, how many bets are going down?
It's
in
huge. On a game like that, there's on an NFL primetime game like that, there's a lot of money involved, like billions.
And if there was
say a lot, I mean, I don't know, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh yeah,
$billion dollars.
The thing about that though is that I think the books, the books probably would have. They wanted Detroit to actually win that game outright, I would guess, probably, because like the public was definitely on the Dallas side of that. So that call didn't influence who covered the spread, but it did influence the money line and who actually won the game outright.
See, sportsbook revenue in the U.S. hit $7.5 billion in 22.
Yeah,
that was like last year.
Yeah,
this year I don't know. This article is insane, but they expect it to be more than 40 billion by 2030 is the projection. So, yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Like
rollerball,
money has an influence, but people don't spend billions of dollars and have no influence. It's like, it's like Congress. It's like there's so much money going through. Of course, there's, or when Pfizer's sponsoring all the news programs, there's going to be an influence. Like this money doesn't change hands without just creating an entire system of incentives, both
but I mean they have enough
shady.
Technology. They have enough technology and actuaries and shit working for them to figure out all these lines. You're always playing against the house, and the house always wins. Like you might beat the house yourself, but then like 80 other people are losing. So it's like they don't really need to cheat.
But there could be so many opportunities though for somebody, for a ref, for a player.
I mean that can happen.
Getting blackmailed. Remember,
I mean that happened with Pete Rose, right?
They used to be like blackmail fighters to throw the fight, or their family would get hurt,
right. Yeah, that kind of shit can be happening. I'm just saying, like a massive conspiracy on the part of like MGM, and I just don't see it. I don't see the need for it.
Pete Rose, I think, wasn't he just betting on games that he wasn't involved in though? I don't know. And then
I think you're right.
Of betting on his own games or betting against him.
He admitted to it. And that's
the Black Sox scandal. I think the Chicago White Sox intentionally threw that.
Well, how about
that?
I haven't seen that documentary on the was it Tim Donaghy?
Oh
the
yeah,
NBA ref from
there's
13 seasons as an NBA ref from 94 to 2007. He was caught in a gambling scandal.
Yeah, there's one of the like Untold series or whatever, the sports series on Netflix. Yeah, one of them is about him. I haven't watched that one yet either, but yeah, he was definitely rigging NBA games. That he was he was betting on games that he was reffing.
Yeah, he officiated during his last 2 seasons, and that he made calls that affected the point spread in those games. Donaghy later admitted to seasons that he made betting on games he officiated each in 2003 and 03, 04, 04, 05, and 05, 06. And then I guess he was caught in 07, 06, 07.
Yeah, in the NBA, you can definitely influence it and people not notice like until it starts to like happen over and over again, because you can do it by calling like fouls and stuff. And there are a lot of bad foul calls in the NBA, but yeah.
That's what I mean. Like if you, it just seems like it's more evident in the NFL because like those momentum swings and you see it's like, oh man, that one shitty call or that one bad call or controversial call or no call, and it seems like it's happening more and more and more.
I just want some inside info, man, so I can win more of my bets.
Right?
Yeah.
My NFL hasn't been.
Yeah, I haven't been hitting those parlays lately.
Some of my other sports, the NFL has been one of my weaker sports over the last the recent seasons.
See, what they should do is just completely legalize and normalize referees and players betting on their own games, right? Because then it helps everybody else know how to place their bets, right? Like if it's all out in the open, it's like insider trading, right? The sooner people are aware of what's going on, the sooner everyone can play, kind of have a level playing field.
Interesting.
Instead of sneaking around in the background or having your cousin, like do your bets for you. Just have it all out in the open.
This is like the movie Rollerball. Remember that? Does anyone remember the movie Rollerball with Ice Cube in it?
No, I haven't seen it.
No. What was
it's a remake of the 70s one. Oh, God. Rollerball was so awesome. It was 2001. Rebecca Romaine Stamos is in it. They played this new game called Rollerball that swept the whole, like, all of Asia and Europe. And it's so cheesy and corny. And like it has all this gambling money on it, so like the owners start like killing the players for like entertainment value.
Oh, all right.
And it's like they rig all the gambling shit. It's just so terrible. It's good. I forget, like not Sean William Scott.
It's got LL Cool J. You said?
Yeah.
Dude, how about LL? Did you see LL Cool J at the New Year's Eve shit?
No, I didn't watch any of that.
Dude, it was cringe as hell, man.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah,
it was not cool at all.
Is he like sponsored by Pfizer now, or what was the problem?
Yeah, they all are.
I don't know. It's just like a weird like performance. I was just like, who is this for? Who's the LL Cool J fan that's at the fucking like this guy hasn't like put out music in like 2 decades.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
LL
Yeah, but
Lame
he's got a
J.
demographic that they wanted to target.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. All the Asian people that were there, I don't know.
Yeah, all those performances are just so
90s rap fans. I have no idea.
Who knows?
I don't know.
God, I can't believe we've already been gone for an hour. You guys want to go take us to the after
shit.
hours?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's
You
do
down,
it.
Toad?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Toad, tell everyone where they can find you.
All right. Tower Gang Toad on Twitter and the Tower Gang Podcast, which is the most offensive podcast on the planet. We do hilarious comedy. We try not to talk about politics because fuck that at this point, obviously. We're trying to just make you laugh by being as crude as possible. And I also host the Better Off Dead show, which is my sports gambling show. I think there's probably some good information in there, but it is highly autistic. And I need Michigan to win. So I don't know what's going on in that game right now. Don't spoil it for me. But they better win that bet for me.
Nice. Well, best of luck to you. So we're gonna take this on over to our After Hours podcast, which we're gonna record right after this. And if you guys sign up for our Patreon for as little as $3 a month, we'll get access to that live show. We'll send you a live link from our YouTube, and you guys get to check out and comment along with us. And if you don't want to do that, we'll send it to you to your podcatcher, later on in the week, and you get access to our whole back catalog of episodes, all that fun stuff. But yeah, if you don't like using Patreon, go over to prlfans.com and find other ways to donate to the show. We also have t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. If you use the code PRL or PRL Podcast, you get a 10% discount. But if you use the code PRL2, you get a 20% discount when you spend $50 or more. So until next time, everybody, live free
or die.